Talk is proudly brought to you by WORIN Nigeria. Don't miss it. This line. This is Property Talk with WORIN Nigeria. 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 This land is mine. It's not yours. Look at my documents here to prove that it is mine.
This land is not your own, no. Oga, you better go and look for your own land. See my own document here. I don't pay for this land detail. Now my name did the documents like this. Look at my documents.
But this land has always been my own land. I've known this land. I've had this land for a while now. It is mine.
Land dispute is as old as civilization itself. From building collapse to authorized demolition, boundary disputes, and even encroachment by real estate developers. The good news is that you can avoid these property issues and harness opportunities in the housing sector with the right information. Join us as we discuss everything real estate and the construction industry on the program Property Talk.
Airing live every Monday at 12:30 p.m. on
Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM, Abuja. Property Talk is proudly brought to you by WORIN Nigeria. Don't miss it.
This land is mine. It's not yours. Look at my document.
Good afternoon, this beautiful afternoon. We are here again. Your program, your favorite radio program is here again. This is our Property Talk brought to you by WORIN Nigeria. WORIN Nigeria. WORIN Nigeria is spelled WORIN. WORIN is a word coined out from an acronym, from a phrase, workers in the neighborhood. And what we do at WORIN connects you to artisans and building professionals in the building industry. If you're actually looking for artisans to do your work, well-vetted artisans to do your site job, I think you are on a long stroll if you go out there at the cluster looking for them. We are just a call away from you. That's what we do at WORIN Nigeria. Not only that, we are truly into property. Today we're going to be doing a lot of discussion, and I want every one of you to come close. If you are a property owner, please come close. If you want to invest in property, please come close. If you want to invest in property, please come close. Or you've even invested and you are still in the dark. There are so many questions that you want to ask. You just bought a property. There are so many questions you want to ask. Please come close. And if you are planning to buy a property, you need an information, please come close. Or probably you want to sell your property, you need an information, please come close. Today's discussion is for you. I remember humble self, Engineer Gwede Philip. I'm going to be anchoring today's program. And then with me in the studio this afternoon, we have Barrister Akinlabi Victor Shina. He is a friend, he's an old friend, and he has been in Abuja for a while now. I know I've consulted him, I've reached out to him on property-related matter. Today we're going to be talking about understanding the laws in real estate, understanding what you need to know before getting a property. what you need to do before getting a property. And after getting a property, what are those documents you are supposed to put in place? What are those things you're supposed to ask for that will help you so that you don't buy amiss, so that you can buy a ride? I'm not going to go far. I'm just going to give him just some few seconds to introduce himself to us properly. He's been a friend. He's been a brother. We've been together for more than a decade now. I know his capacity. I know what he can do. And I think he's estate business too. And he has actually advocated for so many people on land and real estate matters. And today we brought him. We've been trying to bring him to the studio all this while. He's a busy man. Today we are lucky to have him in the studio. Please, Barrister, we want you to tell our listeners about you.
Thank you for having me in your studio.
Thank you, sir.
And it's a privilege which I'm very grateful for. My name is Victor Shino Akinlabi. I'm a lawyer and I practice in Abuja. That is the best I can tell about me so that I won't run in default of our professional rules. I'm not here to advertise myself or anything, but to give you more insight about real estate properties in Abuja especially. It's a worrying thing where you see people investing money, hard-earned money, and yet not getting value for the money for one or two negligence. So that is why we are here today, and as we follow, you will get more insight on how to invest more in Abuja property. Thank you.
Barrister, thank you for that brief introduction. I want to say, as we unveil today's topic, you will get to know who he is and how deep he is into property. I think this will definitely help you. Just stay tuned. I know he's loaded. I know he's loaded. I know he's loaded. Listen to our conversation, and we're going to keep the phone line open. If you're listening to us and you want to be part of this show, just is our tradition. We're going to, in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to keep the phone line open so that you can reach us and you can ask questions and we can guide you right. And that is why we are here, and that's the purpose of this program itself, Property Talk. If you're just joining us, this is Armed Forces Radio 107.7, and you're listening to Property Talk, your number one property show on Armed Forces Radio. My first question goes to you, sir. From your experience so far, what are the most common legal problems people face when buying or renting property in Abuja or environs?
Yeah, the key thing to property in Abuja is due diligence. And where there is no due diligence, at a point, you may enter into a problem and may be curable and may not be curable. It depends on the extent of the problem. Like when I say due diligence, starting from you getting to know what kind of document is attached to the property. We've had a situation where we went for a legal search on a document. The people to bring the original document kept us in ages from 9 a.m. till 4 a.m. They couldn't produce the original document. And at that point, the client was like, can we not just go on and just pay? Then we'll talk about the document later. We get everything. I said, you're already bargaining for problem if you want to go into that. But if I am with you, then it calls for due diligence. And for me to do due diligence, we have to go into legal search. I don't advise my client for window search in anything we are doing. We have a legal search where we have the document. We will read from the legal search report what is the state of that property in question. There are some that they are under mortgage, and yet the owner will want to buy, will want to sell such property. And if you are not careful, you invest your money in such document, you know the rules of first in time. And the rule of first in time, the mortgage is the first in time, and it will take over whatever thing you want to claim on that property. Without that mortgage being removed from that property is not good to buy. So these are the things we tell clients, that let's go for due diligence. Let's know what is the state of that. People are on it. There are many people on it just to push you to make commitment. And from there, you start hearing stories. So I tell clients, let's go for due diligence, search everything, and go for the land and get what is on the property.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You can hear, if you are to buy a property and somebody is rushing you, oh yeah, go and build, go and start building, go and start, know there is a problem somewhere. Or you want to pay and somebody is rushing you, putting, hey, don't worry, people are coming out, buy, just pay. Be careful, take diligence. So from all indication or from his explanation, we hear that most times people don't do due diligence, and you find that at the tail end they run into a problem that is recoverable. You made mention of repairable, curable, and non-curable. Says there are some money you cannot get again, no matter how strong or how long you fight. If you did not do due diligence, you will lose that money. And there's some money you can actually claim. You don't understand. If you give somebody money, and the person said, yes, you give me money, and where is the money? Something happened, the money went, and you cannot lay hand on any property of that man to seize. There is nothing you want to do to the person. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes, the court check round. There is no property that will tell him to be paying gradually. I don't know, maybe you understand.
That is if you can even find such person. So some will just travel out of the country immediately, and you won't be able to locate them again. What do you do at that point? Start using Interpol.
So be careful. Do due diligence before you inquire or buy off any property, and make sure that a lawyer follows you. Make sure that people that knows about property, people that knows about property follows you, most especially lawyer, so that at every stage you will be guided properly on how and where to what to do and the documents to actually ask for. And I want to ask this. Why do many people lose money in property transaction even after making full payment? Why? You see, in some estates, some developer will collect a lot of money from people, and before you know it, there's no land nowhere. You've heard that stories online. There's no land anywhere. Some people even come with it. I'm into property too, and I believe in off-plan payments and all that. Before the real estate starts, you do off-plan. Come and be part of it. Come and invest from the scratch. I believe in it, but at the same time, some people have ventured into it and lost their money. Why? Why is that happening, and how can we salvage it?
Yes, on that aspect, like if I may make an example, somebody said, "Oh, I think I can trust estates to buy land from estates than any other individual kind of property." But we've had situations that even the estates in question, one, maybe they didn't follow up. Maybe it's a joint venture, and the person they had the joint venture, the partners, they couldn't, at the point they backed out and they said they are not interested again. At that point, you can't get any property. At that point, that is sure. Then secondly, if you have to recover your money, some people will say they will charge service charge, they will remove administration fee, admit this and that. And at that point, you're already losing money. That is why we say on this kind of thing, know the kind of documents even the estate developer they are holding and claiming. Is it deed of partitioning? Is it letter of intent? Is it R of O? Is it C of O? Is it joint venture? At what point? What is the contract of that? What are the terms in that joint venture? At what point can the owner of the property say, I'm not interested again? And what will be how to recover your money in such aspect? So these are the things you have to look at and give interpretation. Some contract documents are so cumbersome you cannot interpret it on your own except you get an expert to interpret at some point to you. Oh, This is what this thing is saying. You know, the owner said if he's not satisfied again with the joint venture, he can call off the whole thing. Or within 3 years or 4 years, if the developer cannot develop this property, then I'm taking by my property. Then what becomes of the off-taker at that point? These are the things that you have to know and know the remedies that they have provided for you on that aspect.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, most times people find it difficult to recover their money, or even though you involve any agency, there is a percentage just as an agency will collect if they recover some money.
Well, that is not known to law, and I won't be speaking of that.
Okay. All right. Because normally, if anybody is to retrieve any money for you, you are supposed to pay some percentage. I've been hearing it, so I just heard it from you that it's not legal.
No,
It's an illegal stuff. But nevertheless, you cannot get full money that somebody is owing you when you are using a legal way to get it from that person. Because you just said, I think we're trying to. I was trying to analyze an offer to a buyer, a property buyer. He said, what is this person referring to? The person referred to, okay, if you are paying this money, if you did not pay, if you did not meet up with our agreement, we're going to refund back your money to you, less administrative charge. Administrative charge is 20%.
Sometimes they raise it to 20%.
It was even 20% that was stated on that agreement. So the person said, no, I'm not buying. And I asked him, anyway, it's a clause. Why? Because if you know you will not default, you don't understand. There's nothing to be afraid of. But if you know you are going to default, then you will be afraid. But in the other hand, some of these developers, they are looking for all means for you to default. Because when you buy your property, if you default, they are just looking for your default, because as at that time they must have used your money to develop. The value of the land must have increased. So when you default, they just refund back your money.
Another higher investor is
already they'll pay you your money. Some will even tell you, don't worry about it, I'm not removing administrative charge. Why? Because they made more money. So most times you must learn how to follow advice. Look for people that can advise you well, so that you will not buy amiss. Let me ask you one question. At what point do we think a lawyer should come in when someone wants to buy a land? At what point should someone involve a lawyer when buying a land or a property?
My advice on that is at the beginning of the transaction itself, because it's so important for the lawyer to, like we said earlier, due diligence. And due diligence does not start from negotiating for the price. It starts from knowing especially in Abuja, because Abuja kind of property is a very unique kind of property under the minister of the FCT, delegated from the president itself. And knowing fully well that such kind of property, you have to know the terms that the minister gave out that property. Once you know the terms, can you abide by the terms of that property? Then from there, know the status of that property. Have they been paying, like the FCT minister has been raising the issue of ground rent? So many people, their land were revoked because of default in ground rent. If you invest your money in such kind of property where you don't know even the status of the ground rent, you know you are in trouble already, because you have to find money and pay all the ground rent. And if it's not in the clause, if it's not in the term for you to buy it, that the property owner or the seller will be the one to pay all the ground rent, then for you to save your own investment, your money now, you have to pay the ground rent. That is if it has not been revoked by the FCT minister. So at that point, these are the work that experts will do for you. Then I have one insight about one of the transactions we handled at a point for somebody, that the property, what they were showing us, where the property is, unfortunately, that is not where the property is. Because I had to call in a land surveyor to get the data from Aegis, and me and the surveyor, we had to trace where is the original land. So we got to find out that it's even in a bush part, a bushy area, and this seller is showing us a land at the front on a road path, and that is difficult for you as a layman to even know. Even for me as a lawyer, I was at a point confused that no, this is not the land that this man showed to us, and now you are saying no, the land is behind, is back. I was like, he said, see, let me tell you the truth. He got the data, he input the data into his system, his system, and the system took us down to the land itself. So at that point, you as a layman, what will you do?
So when you ask the person that wants to sell, before you guys made payment, when you got all those findings, what was the seller? What was his excuse?
He was saying that could not be true, that is not the truth. And I said, okay, show us your bacon. Let's even see. He couldn't show us any bacon. But we saw bacon at that land that the data showed to us. So at that point,
you know something is fishy.
Something is fishy, and you have to be very careful.
All right. Are you listening to us? If you are listening to us, I think our first question, we're not done with it. If you are listening to us, you do due diligence. You know, sometimes you just want to cut corner, like for some people want to say, hey, they don't want to pay a lawyer fee. They don't want to pay probably surveyor's fee. They don't want to pay all those fees. And you just want to do your thing based on is a friend, is a close friend, based on is a family member. To be honest, in business, there's no family member. There is no friend. You have to do everything black.
You
and
even see
white.
that if it's the family member that they are even ready to swindle your money from you.
Because there's a limit to how there's a limit to what you can do when you find out that they scammed you. The highest they will talk, bring family member and try and settle and settle the matter, and your money is gone. Your investment is gone. So the most important thing we want to draw your attention to is that try as much as possible to seek the attention or the service of a lawyer before acquiring a property. Now, we said something. We said the common legal problem people face when buying a land or renting a property. Now, we only talk about buying a land. Now, what are the fate of those that are renting a property? You know, sometimes this is it? How do I put it now? Tenancy agreement. Yes. Sometimes they enclose some debt trap in it that it will be after the whole thing you start seeing some flops. I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes, I have an experience of somebody that just had his tenancy agreement, just signed it. He did not go through it, and when he's pulling out, they said he would. There's a clause that was on that tenancy agreement that he signed that is going to fix the house and
return it to tenant.
Return everything to tenant. So he's going to refurbish the house again. So the man held him down. After everything, he actually renovated the house. He renovated the house, painted the house, they made him to change all the finishes and everything in the house. Now the man came to me and was complaining. And I said, most times when you are going into trying to get a property, try and involve a lawyer. You see, the truth being told, in everything you are doing, just like you have a family doctor, you should have a lawyer. You should have a family lawyer that goes through your document. Just the way people have family doctor, you should have a family lawyer. You should have a family engineer. You should have a family surveyor. You should have, I don't know how to put it again. You have a family pastor. You have a family.
So you are not an expert in that. You are not an expert in that area. Yeah. So you cannot as much know more than those who knows the pros and cons in that area. Like I told you, if we are to believe by the legal search that we've done, that the paper is okay and everything is fine. But at the point I just said, let's even get a land surveyor to take us to the land again. If not for that instinct at that point that let's get there, we wouldn't have known. But the paper is good and okay. We will be fighting the owner of the land, and which it will cost us much again because we would have taken the man to court that is on our land. But not knowing that.
I think I've had similar experience. There was I think about 8 to 7 years ago, around Lugbe, we want to develop a property. So they showed us, they gave us the document. The man, he said he was even the one that did the dwarf fence. So we went there, we started development, we started excavation, we started the foundation, and the owner of the property came. That is his land. We start fighting.
Yes.
So we went to we took our documents, went to police. They took us to AGs. When we got to AGs, they said yes, the two land are okay, but they are not the same location. So they were now brought in a surveyor. We find out that we are not working on our own land. I don't know, maybe you understand.
Yes,
So the man, we've gone far. So we beg with the man, it's the same size, and it's not far from each other. So we beg the man, sir, please, can we swap? The man said if we're going to do, is the one that did the fence. So we actually did the fence and we swapped. The both of them had an understanding and they swapped. But to be honest, it is very, very important for you to know, involve a lawyer, involve a surveyor, and somebody that will advise you properly so that you don't buy amiss. So we're talking about renting of property too. Can you just share more light on that?
Now, on renting of property, like we know, whatever it is, I've had a client, a foreign organization, no matter what, they go for lease or rent at some point. What they do is they will yet go for search because they know they are paying money and a very big money at that point. So they will yet go for search to even know, okay, to ascertain that this is the owner of the land. That is first. Then they request for copy of the lease agreement or tenancy agreement before making payments. These are the things that some of us here we don't do. We just after payment, that is when they will bring the tenancy agreement for you. It should not be done that way. Before you make payment, what are your terms? Let's see everything, so that there will be interpretation and there will be a form of, they will take what is called stock of everything that the landlord has, inventory of everything that the landlord has placed in the house to make the house okay. So they will take inventory of everything, and with that inventory, you will sign that, yes, these are the things that you've seen in the house and you are okay with it. And you will sign, at that point that you sign, you know that one is either you take care of those things that it doesn't get spoiled, or if it gets spoiled, you replace them. That is where you now come in with, you have to put the house back in tenantable state. And once you have signed that agreement that, yes, you've agreed that you will put the house in tenantable state, it is an obligation on you. And if you are not ready at the point that you are moving out to fulfill that obligation, then they can go to court and compel you to fulfill that obligation of putting that house in tenantable state. I've seen some situation where some tenant will say, since I'm moving out of the house, they will destroy many things in the house and say the man will go and fix it himself. If it's a man that, if it's a landlord that knows his or her rights very well and is ready for you, he will yet go to court and compel you to put that house in tenantable state, explaining to the court that these are the things I put in this house and these are the destructions that these tenants have done on my property, and the court at that point has no choice than to compel the tenant to put that house back in tenantable state.
Also, in a situation whereby the tenant has to even pack out of the house without the landlord knowing and nobody knows where he is, that is, I think that's why people go for caution fee. Get caution fee from, I don't know, maybe you understand. Yes, caution fee in a situation where the person had to leave, they have to use that money to fix the house to an extent. But I find that the
caution fee is not even enough to fix the house.
Most times it's not enough because the cost of material now, you can't compare it with what we have. Now, the number to reach us on and to be part of this show is 081 30 60 8527. I repeat, 081 30 60 8527. If you're having challenge or you're having issues, legal issues as regarding buying of property, renting of property, please try and reach us. Give us, tell us your observation or probably how you were able to sail through them. The number to reach, as I said earlier, is 081 30 60 8527. I'm going to take a break. We actually want to. We have an announcement we want to make, and we have a call. Before we make that announcement, let's take this call. Hello?
Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Princess, and I'm calling from Apu.
All right, Madam Princess, how are you?
I'm good, and you over there? God bless you.
You are doing great. What's your contribution? You listening to us?
Yes. In fact, I bought. In my case, I just want people to highlight me. I mean, put me in the light.
Okay.
Though my case is not is here in Abuja, but it's a soft-land environment. That is, this villages is about here in Apu.
Okay.
And I bought it long ago before this government. That is like 2011.
Okay.
Now I've even built. I bought it. I bought the land from the locals here.
Okay.
So they tried all their ways. They succeeded in my neighbor's account. They told that they defrauded her of hers. Overpowered her. So when it comes to me, I stood my ground. I was reporting my case. I was being bodily assaulted. In fact, court judgment was even given on the aspect of my fundamental human right being abused. But the police till next tomorrow will never obey. I don't know. I've still been trying. Please, on that aspect, what do I do with this very high court judgment to this regard? That's number one. And then the second one, please help me. As a young lady, I have properties, even in the village. Are you with me, sir?
We're here listening.
All right, I'm from Cross River State. So, as a hard-working young lady, I do buy property for the sake of my future when I later get married, for my children and so on, and of course my mother. So I bought this property from my community chief over there, a plot of land that is almost like 3 in 1, very lengthy. So, there's so many death trap and threats. That reason of this. I am inside the house as I'm calling you.
All right. Just listening to the show. The lawyer will do justice to that. Thank you for calling. All right. Sorry, we have to. Our time is fast spent. We have to. Well, I think you should call Madam Princess. You should call after the show. We will make a barrister talk to you, and he will guide you right. And first of all, no matter where you are getting land, if it's a local land, make sure that the owner of the land, the chief of that environment, sign and attest to whatever agreement you people have. It is that. In short, when you are even trying to register a land, they will ask you for the chief.
On the issue of local lands in Abuja, it is seriously illegal for local land, for somebody to say it's a local land and they sell land. By the Constitution and all enabling laws, we know that Abuja land belongs to the president, delegated to the minister of FCT. So, chief selling land or local selling lands, to an extent, for time being, for temporary be, it can be. But once all those lands, as Abuja is developing, they are allocating it to various companies and persons. And once they are ready to take over the lands, you have no say at that point because they have the legal title to the land. But for the time being, for local selling land and they want to take it back from you, it's a matter, you said you've gone to court. We don't know what are the judgments, what is the judgment of the court and how we can see, except we see that to even help you interpret and how you can enforce the judgment. And going to police, police at some point, they can be the arbiter for the meantime. But you see some police station, they will say, once it's on land matters, they are off it, that they don't do anything on land matters. You should go to court and for court to do anything on that. So if police is getting involved, it's to an extent, and if you stand your ground, they know what to do at that point.
Thank you. I think we'll end on that note. The village matter too. If you have, in short, in every land you are buying, either local or legal land, there should be a written agreement.
Definitely.
In short, the registry will come out in your name. Any other governmental document will come out in your name. So most times you do due diligence, even when you are buying local land. Yeah, Mark, please call after the show. You will speak with the barrister. He will tell you what to do to go about. I want to make an announcement before actually we draw the curtain close. We still have some few minutes. I have a special announcement. One of our boss is doing a breaking ceremony. A groundbreaking ceremony. We've invited him. He's a developer. I think, let me clear my throat. He must have been listening to me now.